Hello Cancers, thank you for joining me for your love reading for the month of August 2024. Now if you're not looking for love or interested in love readings, then you might want to go check out your lifestyle read that I released for you at the start of the month instead. And for everyone else who is staying, then please do keep in mind that these reads are general and not everything is necessarily going to resonate for you. Only take the messages that are meant for you and leave what isn't yours for someone else to enjoy, okay? So we're going to be taking a look at your energy, your person's interest, your person's energy, or your person of interest energy, and how it's likely going to play out, okay? Right, so what is going on for our Cancers? Interesting. Okay, the Knight of Coins. I don't know if you can hear that angle grinder in the background. It is nothing to do with me. It is one of the neighbours has decided, oh yay, let's just pull out the angle grinder. I don't know, if that gets too loud, I might have to take a bit of a break. Okay, so I'll show you the cards first, just so that you'll know that I've not, meddled with anything prior. So you've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Tower, and the High Priestess. Right, so I will take a break because it's kicking off out there. Okay, so it's quieting down a little bit out there, so I'm going to start filming you reading again, Cancers. If it happens again, I will have to just work through it, okay? So, with this energy, with the Knight of Pentacles or the Knight of Coins, with your Eight of Swords, it looks to me like you're on the verge of making some kind of discovery here, okay? Your Knight of Coins, that's you taking a very slow, careful, methodical approach when it comes down to your train of thought, the way that you're thinking at this point in time. Now it feels a lot like somebody could have been potentially lying to you, straight up gaslighting you about something here, because you've also got the Tower and the High Priestess. So it's like you're ignoring, in a lot of ways, you're ignoring your own intuition, your own instincts in favor of what it is that this other person's telling you because of the Nine of Cups being here in the middle. It's like you want to believe them, okay? So your heart is, your heart is in the right place, but you shouldn't be ignoring your own instincts and your own intuition, okay? We've got you mulling over something that another person has said to you here. But again, you want to believe them. You want to believe this person's version of events. I mean, you're in your head, clearly. You are on the verge of making a really important discovery about what the truth actually is. But in the meanwhile, it almost feels to me like you're potentially trying to make excuses for someone here, okay? I mean, that Tower being right next to the High Priestess, it's very unstable energy, okay? It's very awkward energies. So what is making this situation awkward for you is you're ignoring your own insights and your own feelings about a situation. So clearly you feel that there is information missing, that someone is lying to you. It's like you're trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together in your own head, but this person has given you an incomplete puzzle, as it were. And that is by design, okay? It is by their design. Because obviously if you're trying to put two and two together and they've not given you all the pieces, then yeah, there are going to be holes in it. Okay, so that's why you got this Tower right next to the High Priestess, because Spirit's telling you, look, you already know what the situation is. You already know what the truth is. You know that this person's full of shit. You're trying to, like I said, put that puzzle together, and you're not going to be able to complete it because of those missing pieces. So this is someone basically withholding. Okay, that they're withholding something from you, and you know it, and yet you want to believe them, which is why you're potentially still making excuses for them here. So I do need to clarify and get a deeper insight into this. Okay, what is this Eight of Swords, please, for Cancers? Can you tell us more about the Eight of Swords for Cancers? Thank you. The Hangman, yeah. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Something not moving. Something's come to a standstill, and the Star off center. There you go. Misinformation. Missing information. The Hanged Man, that's kind of like you're waiting, okay? You're waiting for this person to say something or do something contrary to what they've already told you, okay? But again, your intuition's already telling you something's off with this. And your intuition's right, you just need to listen to it. Something is deeply, deeply off with this situation, with the Star off center. Star off center, that's a disappointment. That's someone making promises to you and not keeping them, because it's unfulfilled hopes, unfulfilled dreams, unfulfilled wishes, unfulfilled promises. It can lean into depression, pessimism, doubt, despair, you know, especially within this context of the Eight of Swords, the Hangman, and the Star off center. So you're slipping into despair over this other person because you know full well that they're lying to you, or they're not giving you all of the information. You could be dealing with, but you don't have to be, an Aries, a Scorpio, a Pisces, an Aquarius, a Gemini, Virgo, okay? But you don't have to be dealing with those signs. That's just the zodiacs that are coming forward, okay? Can you tell us more about Star off center, please, for Cancers? Page of Cups and Death. Yeah. Yeah. This is you receiving news that changes everything. This is the discovery that you're literally on the verge of making. Okay, do you remember how I said you're on the verge of making this discovery, where you kind of are going to have to face facts that this person has been lying to you, okay? There's potentially an apology here. You could be extending an apology out to someone, or you could be receiving an apology from an individual. Again, just take it as it resonates, okay? But through that news, through that apology, comes growth. And this is the kind of growth that isn't easy because it's death energy. Okay, that is not easy energy. This, I feel, is basically somebody having to admit that they were wrong or that they were misinformed about something or someone because of another individual, because of a third individual. Okay, it does strike me very much, Cancers, of someone else was pulling your strings, and they were telling you that they were not doing something when all along they actually were doing the very thing that you thought and had probably accused them of doing, okay? So that's how that energy is reading for me. Can you tell us about the Tower for Cancers, please? You always trust your own instincts. Yeah, the World and the Lovers. So there's a cycle complete here within a relationship, okay? So it's probably best not to persevere or pursue it any further because, again, it's to clarify the Tower. It's a shift, a shake-up, a foundational change, right? A permanent change. The World, that's a card of victory. Cycles coming to an end, lessons learnt, and then translating those lessons into the future, right? So it's not a wasted experience is what you're being told here, because this relationship, whatever type of relationship it is or was, has actually contributed a lot to your own personal growth. That's the combination of the World with the Lovers, okay? What's this High Priestess for Cancers, please? Basically, You're never going to ignore your own intuition ever again. Yeah, see? High Priestess in the reversed position. Talk about ignoring your own intuition. You knew deep down what the truth was. High Priestess in the upright, but you were ignoring it right next to the Tower. And then confirmed with High Priestess in the reverse. Yeah? That's somebody else who had hidden motives. And you knew they had hidden motives because your intuition was telling you they had hidden motives. And they were trying to convince you otherwise. And you genuinely wanted to believe them. Because you believe in seeing the best in people. You believe in seeing the good in people. And they took advantage of that. They absolutely took advantage of that. They want you to go... They convinced you. They convince you to go against your own instincts. Okay, this is very short-sighted energy. This is ignorance, it's superficiality, it's causing confusion. It's somebody lying, or someone telling you only what it is that you're wanting to hear. They're spinning you a story. That's High Priestess in reverse. And you suspected this person all along. And now you're definitely getting some kind of confirmation here. See how that owl has got a letter in its feet? And that's you receiving confirmation. It could be from another individual. It could be within your dreams. Okay, behind the veil. Spiritual confirmation. Again, take it as it resonates. But you're receiving some kind of solid, tangible confirmation here that this individual was doing something underhand. It's causing the end of this relationship. The trust is broken down here completely and utterly. That's why your star has come out off center. What's Cancer's person's energy at this point in time, please? Cancer's person's energy. Okay, I was going to take them and then I heard no. It's Cancer's person. Okay, that was very sloppy. The Seven of Wands. So they don't even have a good excuse. That's why the card came from behind the deck then. It was sloppy, tired, lethargic energy. This one is someone standing up for themselves, right? But the context that it came out in, they don't have a good, valid excuse behind what they did. They were just being selfish. There is no good excuse. No matter how you try and justify it to yourself, there isn't a good excuse. Their arguments, you know, they are going to try and defend themselves, but their arguments are nonsensical. Okay? Now that deck has just gone really weird. It's amazing the amount that you can pick up on just on how the deck handles. Cancer's person's energy, please. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. I'm getting delaying the inevitable. Ignoring the issue with the Four of Swords. They are going to have to reflect. Definitely. Two of Wands. Temperance. It's almost as if they seem to think that they can just wait it out and you'll be fine. What's this Temperance, please? You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, but you don't have to be. Nine of Coins in the upright position. Okay. That's, I mean, normally that's a very accomplished energy, but I'm getting self-righteous. You got Judgment and Ten of Swords is self-righteousness. Yeah. Yeah, you're dealing with someone who is self-righteous, who is very full of themselves, and they seem to think that if they just wait this out, then you're going to be okay with them. Judgment and the Ten of Swords. They did this. They did this through lying. I don't feel that they're ever going to really atone for whatever this is that they've done. I don't think they're going to atone for that at all, because it's right next to the Ten of Swords. That's a betrayal. This person either has or is about to betray you. They're speaking many, many words, but there's no real action behind the words that they speak. It feels like you're trying to be reasonable with an unreasonable individual. Can you tell us more about this energy for Cancer's person? Yeah, the Devil. Of course it is the Devil and the Four of Cups, yeah. So they've got it in their heads, Cancers, that you're never going to tackle them for this, like approach them, have it out with them for this. Because according to them, you're so hung up on them. According to them, you're so stuck on them. That you're so obsessed with them that, you know, you're just going to put up with any kind of bullshit off of them, basically. Like, that's low-hanging fruit. Because clearly you do love and care for this person, or you used to. And still, they're trying to use that against you somehow with the Devil and the Four of Cups. They're like that. Cancer will just let me get away with anything. This is fine. I just need to wait and this whole thing will blow over and Cancer will forget about it. But not this time, Cancers. I'm not convinced that you will let this blow over this time. I think that you've given this person far too many free passes in the past that now they've become really complacent. They just assume that you're going to put up with anything and everything. How is this likely to play out, please? Thank you. A Knight of Cups. Okay, so they are likely to try and make some kind of proposal to you, okay, because the Knight of Cups can be a romantic proposal. How is this likely to play out for Cancers, please? You could be receiving a proposal from someone else as well, Cancers. How is this likely to play out for Cancers? Yeah, Four of Cups off centre. I don't think you're going to be shying and hiding away from this time. The Two of Swords and the Hanged Man, with the Hermit as the overall energy. Interesting. The Hermit in this deck is the Octopus, which is a very intelligent individual, okay? It's someone who can multitask. I mean, they say that if you give an octopus any puzzle or any trap, it can disarm traps, it can escape any traps, and it can solve any puzzle that you give it, okay? They've been used so many times in like scientific research for their intelligence, okay? So I'm getting the message with this one, Cancers, that you are going to retreat somewhat within, but that's not a negative in this context. You're retreating within because at the moment you're not saying what you have discovered. Okay, it's almost like you're waiting for this individual to trip themselves up. It feels like you're being smart about being quiet. You're not just being quiet because you're blanking someone, ghosting them, ignoring them. Okay, it's not that kind of silence. This is you silently observing what they're going to do next and you figuring out how you're going to respond Okay, I do see you rejecting their offer of basically trying to make it up to you, trying to smooth talk their way back in, trying to worm their way back in. I do see you flat out rejecting that, okay? Even though you know that it's not going to make you feel good about doing it, you're going to be putting your own freedom and liberation first. See, with that white ribbon in between those swords, you're going to be speaking the truth come what may. And then the Hanged Man, so this one's a spider about to build a web. I feel that you're building a metaphorical web for this person to fly into. So at one point they had you walk into their trap. Now the tables are turned, and now you're laying some kind of trap for them to walk into. What else for Cancers, please? I feel strongly here, Cancers, that you're playing a very, very smart game. Because you know something's up with this. So you're playing it smart. What else for Cancers, please? Whoa. Right, so we're going to take the one that flipped over. You would have seen that I actually dropped those ones as that one turned over, okay? You would have seen that. I can tell the difference. I know when I've dropped something, and I know when something's supposed to come out, okay? I need time, so yeah, you need time to mull things over here, Cancers. Take as much time as what you need, as long as you're not making excuses and trying to paint red flags into green ones, okay? I'm always saying, look, when someone shows you who they truly are, you've got to believe them. You've got to believe the evidence that someone presents to you by the way that they treat you, by the way that they make you feel. That's what you have to believe, okay? This one's come out off center. I dive in and out of relationships. It's come out off center. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So that's someone who hasn't broken habits of old. When you met them, they were probably in and out of relationships constantly. They probably even told you that all of their exes were total psychopaths. Yeah? Well, if they did, Cancers, then the truth's coming out about who the actual psychopath is, isn't it? And it's not all of their exes. That's why they dive in and out of relationships. They dive into a relationship, they take everything, they dive out again, they go straight back into another relationship, they take everything, leave it, rinse, repeat. And they're probably doing this to you right now. I want to work things out. So they are going to want to be working things out with you, Cancers. And I feel strongly that you know that potentially you're going to be quite vulnerable to that, because they are very good with their words. They are very loving when they want to be, but the thing is, there's no consistency with them, okay? There is no consistency with their affection towards you, and that's what tells you everything that you need to know. Right? When someone truly, truly loves another, that love is going to be consistent, not just when they want something. What else for Cancers, please? What else for Cancers, please? Yeah, the Phoenix and the butterfly, and why at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, shaking your head in disbelief, frustrated, annoyed, focus on the solution rather than the problem. Yeah. Questioning in your head, why is this person doing this to me? I thought they loved me, I thought they cared about me, but then the evidence is stacking up that actually this person is a POS. The Phoenix, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind, relationship evolve into the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. Yeah. So both of these creatures, I mean, one is real, one is mythological. However, both of these creatures stop being what they used to be. Okay, the butterfly used to be the caterpillar. It can never go back to being the caterpillar once it's transformed into the butterfly. Okay, very painful transformation. That's basically what you're going through right now. And the phoenix needs to be burnt down to ash so that it can be reborn. You're becoming a completely different person, Cancers. And this connection, this relationship, it feels like it served as a catalyst to your permanent transformation. And that's why it's a very difficult transformation. That's why it's very painful. But you will rise again. You absolutely will. Both the butterfly and the phoenix is telling you this. Okay, that this is not... I mean, yes, it's an awful, awful situation, but it's not going to break you, if that makes sense. You will become a better version of yourself through this process. And I'm picking my words very carefully because I do not want to give that POS any kind of credit whatsoever, and neither should you. Okay. You're being changed in this very moment. What else for Cancers, please? What else for Cancers? Man, I swear these heavy laminated decks are the hardest to shuffle. Cupid, admire and dreams. Yeah, pay attention to your dreams, definitely. Share your dreams together and encourage each other to make them a reality. It is time to think of everything that you admire in your partner, and love is in the air when Cupid's around. It's very likely that you're coming into new love here, Cancers. Very, very likely. An individual that you can admire and they admire you. An individual that supports your dreams rather than poo-poos them, okay? I would definitely keep an open mind here, Cancers. Definitely. Because I very much suspect that new love is coming towards you when you least expect it, and it is not with this devil, Ten of Swords person. What else for Cancers, please? They're also saying with those 3 cards that not all relationships are actually like this. Okay? They're not. To the sea between worlds and mending. So who's really the obsessive one here? Because this person's like, oh, Cancer's so obsessed with me that they'll just let me get away with whatever. I can chuck anything at them and they just let me off with it, right? They're calling you obsessed, but in actual fact, I feel that it's them that is obsessed with you. Because we got you here between worlds, leaving this old cycle, this old relationship, and Spirit's telling you you need to be 100% in or 100% out, okay? This is a difficult transformational time. You're going to have to show yourself kindness and patience through this process. They're going to try and convince you to mend the relationship. They will. This one's all about getting in the flow. Going with the flow. Recognizing how all of the pieces fit together. Literally says right there. Recognizing how the pieces fit together. So they missing puzzle pieces that we started off your read with. You're going to find they missing pieces. And then you're going to be able to stitch the whole picture together, and you'll be like, shit, this person's been playing me for a fool. What else? Oh yeah, if anyone's new here, then with this deck there is swearing and sarcasm, so if you're allergic to any of that, then you just don't have to listen, okay? I just love using these decks at the end of a read, because it really does help to uplift the energy. Right, things get harder before you level up. Know that, yeah. You're working hard and making good life choices, and then out of nowhere a shit storm starts and you can't figure out why. It's like mountain climbers getting to the peak. It's steeper and the weather's worse up there, but if they were to give up or spend time crying about why it's so hard, then nobody would ever get to the top of Everest. Most of us would rather chop off a hand than climb a snow-covered mountain, but it's still a great metaphor for making shit happen, yeah. Yeah, shit usually does get harder right before you make that important breakthrough. It's okay, guacamole, I'm extra AF too. Being extra means you give a shit. Maybe you give a shit about your on-fleek eyebrows, or you give a shit about the environment, or you give a shit about making your ass clap. Be extra today. Asterisk, yes, it's a thing. What? I've seen that card before and I still had the same reaction. I was like, what? It's okay for you to be extra, Cancers. So you want to be a badass? Show your heart to everyone. It takes a shitload of courage to be authentic in this world. Showing your heart doesn't mean that you're soft all the time, or that you're a hot mess or a doormat. It means you're showing up fully as yourself. You know what's weak AF? Living a fake-ass life trying to please others. Yeah. I mean, fairly self-explanatory. Okay, that's about codependency. You can't live your life trying to make others happy, because ultimately nobody's going to be happy, and least of all yourself. Okay, you can't stay with someone just because it's expected of you. All right. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful to someone. The information for personal readings, you can find that in my description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.